For the divisions of the doorkeepers, of the Korahites, Meshemaliah, the son of Kori, of the sons of Asaph. Meshemaliah had sons, Zechariah the firstborn, Jediael the second, Zebediah the third, Jathniel the fourth, Elam the fifth, Jehonanan the sixth, Eliahoniah the seventh. Obed-Edom had sons, Shemiah the firstborn, Jehozabad the second, Joab the third, Sakkar the fourth, Nethanel the sixth, Amiel the sixth, Issachar the seventh, and Peluthai the eighth, for God blessed him. Sons were also born to Shemaiah his son, who ruled over the house of their father, for they were mighty men of valour. The sons of Shemaiah, Othni, Rephael, Obed, Elzabad, whose relatives were valiant men, Elihu, and Semachiah. All these were of the sons of Obed-Edom, with their sons and their brothers, able men in strength for their service, 62 of Obed-Edom. Meshelemiah had sons and brothers, 18 valiant men. Also Hosah of the children of Merari had sons, Shimri the chief, for though he was not the firstborn, yet his father made him chief, Helkiah the second, Tibaliah the third, and Zechariah the fourth. All the sons and brothers of Hosah were 13. Of these were the division of the doorkeepers, even of the chief men, having offices like their brothers, to minister in Yahweh's house. They cast lots, the small as well as the great, according to their father's house, for every gate. The lot eastward fell to Shelmiah. Then for Zechariah his son, a wise counsellor, they cast lots, and his lot came out northward. To Obed-Edom southward, and to his sons the storehouse. To Shuppim and Hosah westward, by the gate of Shaleketh, at the causeway that goes up. Watchmen oppose watchmen. Eastward were 6 Levites, northward 4 a day, southward 4 a day, and for the storehouse 2 and 2. For Porba westward 4 at the causeway, and 2 at Parba. These were the divisions of the doorkeepers, of the sons of the Korathites, and of the sons of the Merari. Of the Levites, Ahijah was over the treasure of God's house, and over the treasure of the dedicated things. The sons of Ladan, the sons of the Gershonites belonging to Ladan, the heads of the fathers' households belonging to Ladan the Gershonite, Jeheleli. The sons of Jeheli, Jethem, and Joel his brother, over the treasures of Yahweh's house. Of the Amrathites, of the Israelites, of the Hebronites, of the Uzzielites, Shebuel, the son of Gershom, the son of Moses, was ruler over the treasuries. His brothers, of Eleazar, Rehabiah his son, and Jeshahiah his son, and Joram his son, Zichri his son, and Shelomoth his son. This Shelomoth and his brothers were all over the treasuries of the dedicated things, which David the king, and the heads of the father's household, and the captains over thousands and hundreds, and the captains of the army had dedicated. They dedicated some of the plunder won in battles to repair Yahweh's house. All that Samuel the seer, Saul the son of Kish, Abner the son of Ner, and Joab the son of Zeruiah had dedicated. Whoever had dedicated anything, it was under the hand of Shelomoth and of his brothers. Of the Issacharites, Chenaiah and his sons were appointed to the outward business over Israel for officers and judges. Of the Hebronites, Hashabiah, his brothers, 1,700 men of valour, had the oversight of Israel beyond the Jordan westward, for all the business of Yahweh and for the service of the king. Of the Hebronites, Jerijah was the chief of the Hebronites according to their generation, by fathers' households. They were sought for in the 40th year of the reign of David, and mighty men of valour were found among them at Jazer of Gilead. His relatives, men of valour, were 2,700, heads of fathers' households, whom King David made overseer over the Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, for every matter pertaining to God, and for the affairs of the king. Now of the children of Israel after their number, the heads of the fathers' households, and the captains of thousands and of hundreds, and their officers who served the king in any matter of the divisions, which came in and went out month by month throughout all the months of the year, of every division were 24,000. Over the first division for the first month was Jashobeam, the son of Zabadiel. In his division were 24,000. He was of the children of Perez, the chief of all the captains of the army for the first month. Over the division of the second month was Dadai, the Ahahite, and his division, and Mikloth, the ruler. And in his division were 24,000. The third captain of the army for the third month was Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, the chief priest. In his division were 24,000. This is that Benaiah who was the mighty man of the 30 and over the 30. Of his division was Amminadab, his son. The fourth captain of the fourth month was Asahel, the brother of Joab, and Zebadiah his son after him. In his division were 24,000. The fifth captain of the fifth month was Shamhuth, the Izahite. In his division were 24,000. The sixth captain for the sixth month was Ira, the son of Ikesh, the Tekahite. In his division were 24,000. The seventh captain for the seventh month was Helez the Pelonite, on the children of Ezraim. In his division were 24,000. The eighth captain for the eighth month was Sibbecai, the Hushathite, of the Zevathites. In his division were 24,000. The ninth captain for the ninth month was Abiezer, the Ananathite, of the Benjamites. In his division were 24,000. The 10th captain for the 10th month was Maharai, the Nephathite, of the Zaharites. In his division were 24,000. The 11th captain for the 11th month was Benaiah, the Pirathite, of the children of Ephraim. In his division were 24,000. The 12th captain for the 12th month was Heldai, the Netophathite, of Othniel. In his division were 24,000. Furthermore, over the tribes of Israel, of the Reubenites, Eleazar the son of Zikri was the ruler. Of the Simeonites, Shephathiel the son of Maacah. Of Levi, Hashabai the son of Kemuel. Of Aaron, Zadok. Of Judah, Elihu, one of the brothers of David. Of Issachar, Omri the son of Michael. Of Zebulun, Ishmael the son of Obadiah. Of Naphtali, Jeremoth the son of Azriel. Of the children of Ephraim, Hoshea the son of Azaziah. Of the half-tribe of Manasseh, Joel the son of Pedadiah. Of the half-tribe of Manasseh, in Gilead, Edo the son of Zechariah. Of Benjamin, Jaasiel the son of Abner. Of Dan, Azarel the son of Jeroham. These were the captains of the tribes of Israel. But David didn't take the number of them from 20 years old and under, because Yahweh had said he would increase Israel like the stars of the sky. Joab, the son of Zeruiah, began to take a census, but didn't finish, and wrath came on Israel for this. The number wasn't put into the account in the Chronicles of King David. Over the king's treasure was Asmapheth, the son of Adiel. Over the treasures in the field, the cities, in the villages, and in the towers, was Jonathan, the son of Uzziah. Over those who didn't work in the field, for tillage of the ground, was Ezri, the son of Chuleb. Over the vineyards was Shimei, the Raphathite. Over the increase of the vineyards, for the wine cellars, was Zabdi, the Shiphathite. Over the olive trees and the sycamore trees that were in the lowland was Baal-Hanan, the Gederite. Over the cedars of oil was Joash. Over the herds that fed in Sharon was Shitrai, the Sharonite. Over the herds that were in the valley was Shaphat, the son of Adlai. Over the camels was Obil the Ishmaelite. Over the donkeys was Jedediah, the Merothite. Over the flocks was Jaziz the Hagrite. All these were the rulers of the property, which was King David's. Also, Jonathan, David's uncle, was a counsellor, a man of understanding, and a scribe. Jehiel, the son of Hachmoni, was with the king's sons. Ahithophel was the king's counsellor. Hushai the Archite was the king's friend. After Ahithophel was Jehoiada, the son of Benaniah, and Abiathar. Joab was the captain of the king's army. David assembled all the princes of Israel, the princes of the tribes, the captains of the companies who served by the king by division, the captain of the thousands, the captains of hundreds, and the rulers over all the substance and possessions of the king and of his sons, with the officers and the mighty men, even all the men of valour, to Jerusalem. Then David the king stood up on his feet and said, "Hear me, my brothers and my people. As for me, it was in my heart to build a house of rest for the ark of Yahweh's covenant and for the footstool of our God. And I had prepared for the building. But God said to me, 'You shall not build a house for my name, for you are a man of war and have shed blood.' However, Yahweh the God of Israel chose me out of all the house of my father to be king over Israel forever. For he has chosen Judah to be a prince, and in the house of Judah the house of my father, and among the sons of my father. He took pleasure in me to make me king over all Israel. Of all my sons, for Yahweh has given me many sons, he has chosen Solomon, my son, to sit in the throne which Yahweh's kingdom, the throne of Yahweh's kingdom over Israel. He said to me, 'Solomon your son shall build my house and my courts, for I have chosen him to be my son, and I will be his father. I will establish his kingdom forever, if he continues to do my commandments and my ordinances, as it is today.'" Now therefore, in the sight of all Israel, Yahweh's assembly, and in the audience of our God, observe and seek all the commandments of Yahweh your God, that you may possess this good land, and leave it for an inheritance to your children after you forever. You, Solomon my son, know the God of your father, and serve him with perfect heart and with a willing mind. For Yahweh searches all hearts, and understands the imagination of the thoughts. If you seek him, he will be found by you, but if you forsake him, he will cast you off forever. Take heed now, for Yahweh has chosen you to build a house for the sanctuary. Be strong and do it." Then David gave to Solomon his son the plans for the porch of the temple, for its houses and for its treasuries, for its upper rooms, for its inner rooms, for the place of the mercy seat, and the plans of all that he had by the Spirit, for the courts of Yahweh's house, for all the surrounding rooms, for the treasuries of God's house, and for the treasuries of the dedicated things. Also for the divisions of the priest and the Levites, for all the work of the service of Yahweh's house, and for all the vessels of service in Yahweh's house, of gold by weight for the gold, for all vessels of every kind of service, for all the vessels of silver by weight, for all vessels of every kind of service, by weight also for the lampstands of gold, and for its lamps of gold by weight for every lampstand, and for its lamps, and for the lampstands of silver by weight for every lampstand, and for its lamps, according to the use of every lampstand. And the gold by weight for the tables of showbread, for every table, and silver for the tables of silver, and forks, the basins, and the cups of pure gold, and for the golden bowls by weight for every bowl, and for the silver bowls by weight for every bowl, and for the altar of incense, refined gold by weight, and gold for all the plans for the chariots, and for the cherubim that spread out and cover the ark of Yahweh's covenant. All this, David said, I have been made to understand in writing from Yahweh's hand, even all the works of this pattern. David said to Solomon his son, "Be strong and courageous, and do it. Don't be afraid nor be dismayed, for Yahweh God, even my God, is with you. He will not fail you nor forsake you, until all the work of the service of Yahweh's house is finished. Behold, there are the divisions of the priests and the Levites for all the service in God's house. Every willing man who has skill for any kind of service shall be with you in all kinds of work. Also the captains and the people will be entirely at your command." David the king said to all the assembly, "Solomon my son, whom alone God has chosen, is yet young and tender, and the work is great, for the palace is not for man, but for Yahweh God. Now I have prepared with all my might for the house of my God the gold for the things of gold, the silver for the things of silver, the bronze for the things of bronze, iron for the things of iron, and wood for the things of wood. Also onyx stones, stones to be set, stones for inlaid work of various colours, all kinds of precious stones, and marble stones in abundance. In addition, because I have set my affection on the house of my God, since I have treasure of my own of gold and of silver, I give it to the house of my God, over and above that which I have prepared for the holy house, even 3,000 talents of gold, gold of Ophir, and 7,000 talents of refined silver, with which to overlay the walls of the houses, of gold for the things of gold, and of silver for the things of silver, and for all kinds of work to be made by the hands of artisans. Who then offers willingly to consecrate himself today to Yahweh?" Then the princes of the fathers' households, and the princes of the tribes of Israel, and the captains of thousands and of hundreds, with the rulers over the king's work, offered willingly, and they gave for the service of God's house of gold 5,000 talents, and 10,000 darics, of silver 10,000 talents, of bronze 18,000 talents, and of iron 100,000 talents. People with whom precious stones were found gave them to the treasure of Yahweh's house under the hand of Jehiel the Gershonite. Then the people rejoiced, because they offered willingly, because with a perfect heart they offered willingly to Yahweh, and David the king also rejoiced with great joy. Therefore David blessed Yahweh before all the assembly, and David said, "You are blessed, Yahweh, the God of Israel our Father, forever and ever. Yours, Yahweh, is the greatness, the power, the glory, the victory, and the majesty. For all that is in the heavens and in the earth is yours. Yours is the kingdom, Yahweh, and you are exalted as head above all. Both riches and honour come from you, and you rule over all. In your hand is power and might. It is in your hand to make great and to give strength to all. Now, therefore, our God, we thank you and praise your glorious name. But who am I, and what is my people, that we should be able to offer so willingly as this? For all things come from you, and we have given you of your own. For we are strangers before you and foreigners, as all our fathers were. Our days on earth are as a shadow, and there is no remaining. Yahweh our God, all this store we have prepared to build your house for your holy name comes from your hand, and is all your own. I know also, my God, that you try the heart and have pleasure in uprightness. As for me, in the uprightness of my heart, I have willingly offered all these things. Now I have seen with joy your people, who are present here, often offer willingly to you. Yahweh, the God of Abraham, of Isaac, and of Israel, our fathers, keep this desire forever in the thoughts of the hearts of your people, and prepare their heart for you. And give to Solomon my son a perfect heart, to keep your commandments, your testimonies, and your statutes, and to do all these things, and to build the palace for which I have made provision." Then David said to all the assembly, "Now bless Yahweh your God." All the assembly blessed Yahweh, the God of their fathers, and bowed down their heads and prostrated themselves before Yahweh and the king. They sacrificed sacrifices to Yahweh, and offered burnt offerings to Yahweh on the next day, after that day, even 1,000 bulls, 1,000 rams, and 1,000 lambs with their drink offerings and sacrifices in abundance for all Israel, and ate and drank before Yahweh on that day with great gladness. They made Solomon, the son of David, king the second time, and anointed him before Yahweh to be prince, and Zadok to be priest. Then Solomon sat in the throne of Yahweh as king, instead of David his father, and prospered, and all Israel obeyed him. All the princes, the mighty men, and also all the sons of King David, submitted themselves to Solomon the king. Yahweh magnified Solomon exceedingly in the sight of all Israel, and gave him such royal majesty as had not been on any king before him in Israel. Now David the son of Jesse reigned over all Israel. The time that he reigned over Israel was 40 years. He reigned 7 years in Hebron, and he reigned 33 years in Jerusalem. He died at a good old age, full of days, riches, and honour, and Solomon his son reigned in his place. Now the acts of David the king, first and last, behold, they are written in the history of Samuel the seer, and in the history of Nathan the prophet, and in the history of Gad the seer, with all his reign and his might, and the events that involved him, Israel, and all the kingdoms of the land. A Song of Ascents by Solomon. Unless Yahweh builds the house, they who build it labour in vain. Unless Yahweh watches over the city, the watchman guards it in vain. It is vain for you to rise up early, to stay up late, eating the bread of toil, for he gives sleep to his loved ones. Behold, children are a heritage of Yahweh. The fruit of the womb is his reward. As arrows in the hand of mighty men, so are the children of youth. Happy is the man who has his quiver full of them. They won't be disappointed when they speak with their enemies in the gate. Praise Yah! I will give thanks to Yahweh with my whole heart, in the council of the upright and in the congregation. Yahweh's works are great, pondered by all those who delight in him. His work is honour and majesty. His righteousness endures forever. He has caused his wonderful works to be remembered. Yahweh is gracious and merciful. He has given food to those who fear him. He always remembers his covenant. He has shown his people the power of his work, in giving them the heritage of the nations. The works of his hands are truth and justice. All his precepts are sure. They are established forever and ever. They are done in truth and uprightness. He has sent redemption to his people. He has ordained his covenant forever. His name is holy and awesome. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom. All those who do his work have a good understanding. His praise endures forever. Praise Yah! Blessed is the man who fears Yahweh, who delights greatly in his commandments. His offspring will be mighty in the land. The generation of the upright will be blessed. Wealth and riches are in his house. His righteousness endures forever. Light dawns in the darkness for the upright, gracious, merciful, and righteous. It is well with the man who deals graciously and lends. He will maintain his cause in judgment, for he will never be shaken. The righteous will be remembered forever. He will not be afraid of evil news. His heart is steadfast, trusting in Yahweh. His heart is established. He will not be afraid in the end when he sees his adversaries. He has dispersed. He has given to the poor. His righteousness endures forever. His horn will be exalted with honour. The wicked will see it and be grieved. He shall gnash with his teeth and melt away. The desire of the wicked will perish. Praise Yah! Praise, you servants of Yahweh! Praise Yahweh's name! Blessed be Yahweh's name, from this time forward and forevermore. From the rising of the sun to its going down, Yahweh's name is to be praised. Yahweh is high above all nations. His glory is above the heavens. Who is like Yahweh our God, who has his seat on high, who stoops down to see in heaven and in the earth? He raises up the poor out of the dust, and lifts up the needy from the ash heap, that he may set him with princes, even with the princes of his people. He settles the bower of her children. Praise Yah! When Israel went out of Egypt, the house of Jacob from a people of foreign language, Judah became his sanctuary, Israel his dominion. The sea saw it and fled. The Jordan was driven back. The mountains skipped like rams, the little hills like lambs. What was it, you sea, that you fled, you Jordan that you turned back, you mountains that you skipped like rams, you little hills like lambs? Tremble, you earth, as at the presence of the Lord, at the presence of the God of Jacob, who turned the rock into a pool of water, the flint into a spring of waters. Not to us, Yahweh, not to us, but to your name give glory, for your loving kindness and for your truth's sake. Why should the nations say, where is their God now? But our God is in the heavens. He does whatever he pleases. Their idols are silver and gold, the work of men's hands. They have mouths, but they don't speak. They have eyes, but they don't see. They have ears, but they don't hear. They have noses, but they don't smell. They have hands, but they don't feel. They have feet, but they don't walk. Neither do they speak through their throat. Those who make them will be like them. Yes, everyone who trusts in them. Israel, trust in Yahweh. He is their help and their shield. House of Aaron, trust in Yahweh. He is their help and their shield. You who fear Yahweh, trust in Yahweh. He is their help and their shield. Yahweh remembers us. He will bless us. He will bless the house of Israel. He will bless the house of Aaron. He will bless those who fear Yahweh, both great and small. May Yahweh increase you more and more. May you and your children be blessed. Blessed by Yahweh, who made heavens and earth. The heavens are Yahweh's heavens, but he has given the earth to the children of men. The dead don't praise Yah, nor any who go down into silence. But we will bless Yah. From this time forward and forevermore, praise Yah. I love Yahweh, because he listens to my voice and my cries for mercy, because he has turned his ear to me. Therefore I will call on him as long as I live. The cords of death surround me. The pains of Sheol got a hold of me. I found trouble and sorrow. Then I called on Yahweh's name. Yahweh, I beg you, deliver my soul. Yahweh is gracious and righteous. Yes, our God is merciful. Yahweh preserves the simple. I was brought low, and he saved me. Return to your rest, my soul, for Yahweh has dealt bountifully with you. For you have delivered my soul from death, my eyes from tears, and my feet from falling. I will walk before Yahweh in the land of the living. I believed, therefore I said, I was greatly afflicted. I said in my haste, all people are liars. What will I give to Yahweh for all his benefits toward me? I will take up the cup of salvation and call on Yahweh's name. I will pay my vows to Yahweh, yes, in the presence of all his people. Precious in Yahweh's sight is the death of his saints. Yahweh, truly I am your servant. I am your servant, the son of your servant girls. You have freed me from my chains. I will offer to you the sacrifice of thanksgiving, and will call on Yahweh's name. I will pay my vows to Yahweh, yes, in the presence of all his people, in the courts of Yahweh's house, in the middle of you, Jerusalem. Praise Yah. Praise Yahweh, all you nations. Extol him, all you peoples. For his loving kindness is great toward us. Yahweh's faithfulness endures forever. Praise Yah. Give thanks to Yahweh, for he is good, for his loving kindness endures forever. Let Israel now say that his loving kindness endures forever. Let the house of Aaron now say that his loving kindness endures forever. Let those who fear Yahweh say that his loving kindness endures forever. Out of my distress I called on Yah. Yah answered me with freedom. Yahweh is on my side. I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? Yahweh is on my side among those who help me. Therefore I will look in triumph at those who hate me. It is better to take refuge in Yahweh than to put confidence in man. It is better to take refuge in Yahweh than to put confidence in princes. All the nations surrounded me, but in Yahweh's name I cut them off. They surrounded me, yes, they surrounded me. In Yahweh's name I indeed cut them off. They surrounded me like bees. They are quenching like the burning thorns. In Yahweh's name I cut them off. You pushed me back hard to make me fall, but Yahweh helped me. Yah is my strength and my song. He has become my salvation. The voice of rejoicing and salvation in the tents of the righteous. The right hand of Yahweh does valiantly. The right hand of Yahweh is exalted. The right hand of Yahweh does valiantly. I will not die but live and declare Yah's words. Yah has punished me severely, but he has not given me over to death. Open to me the gates of righteousness. I will enter into them. I will give thanks to Yah. This is the gate of Yahweh. The righteous will enter into it. I will give thanks to you, for you have answered me and have become my salvation. The stone which the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. This is Yahweh's doing. It is marvelous in our eyes. This is the day that Yahweh has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Save us now, we beg you, Yahweh. Yahweh, we beg you, send prosperity now. Blessed is he who comes in Yahweh's name. We have blessed you out of Yahweh's house. Yahweh is God, and he has given us light. Bind the sacrifice with cords, even to the horns of the altar. You are my God, and I will give thanks to you. You are my God, I will exalt you. Oh, give thanks to Yahweh, for he is good, for his loving kindness endures forever.